All right, here we go. We are live. Welcome to the Akari Press channel. In case you are wondering who I am, my name is Antonio Bryce. I am the creator of the comic book series brand. We have grossed nearly $70,000 thanks to the kindness of good folks such as yourself. But I have a very special guest here with me, and I am looking at his book, and he is, as of right now, $47,072. Monster MD. Ladies and gentlemen, Von Klaus.
Hey, good to be here, man. I've been wanting to be on your show for a while.
What? You could have asked. I would have.
I know.
Like,
it ended up getting covered by this or that for all this stuff I've been doing on the campaign, and now here I am. And no, right when I asked, you were like, "Yeah, come on out. So.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "Yeah, I love your book. Your book, and I'm a backer, so I was like, "Yeah, I love your book, dude. Come on,
Thanks,
come on with it." I was excited. I think some of the guys that get the bigger campaigns, they were like, "Oh, Antonio won't have me on," and or whatever, and I was like, for what? I'm like, I put people on. When I put Christopher Rue on, he had like, I think he only had like $125 in backing, and so
yeah,
and then obviously he got blessed by Ethan and that beautiful Kanan White cover, and
I love that cover.
Yeah, we worked on that because I was giving Kanan my little thoughts and
nice.
We tweaked it up, and well, I mean, that's the thing. Christopher had talked to me about getting Kanan. Kanan hired me to be his art rep, so
that's cool.
That was it's been several years, and Kanan trusts me, and obviously I trust Kanan, and he was just like, I think this is a good move for me and my family, and he talked about it with his wife, and she was like, yeah, Antonio. So
sweet.
So that ended up working out because his sometimes I get on to Kanan because I feel like he hasn't he doesn't ask for as much money as he deserves and stuff like that. So it was I was surprised when he asked me, but I was also thrilled. It was a good thing, and I think we've made the Iron Skies cover was definitely a triumph, and
I loved it.
Yeah, I had it, and I had it colored and everything. It was like, because Christopher just told me what he wanted. And then, I talked to Kanan, and I was like, he sent me a couple of sketches, and I was like, yeah, that's good. Send it to Chris. Boom. Yeah. And then he started doing the pencils and all that stuff. And then I was like, okay, so he's like, hey, can you get it colored too? And I was like, yeah, I can have it colored for you, and sent it right off to my guy, Icarus, the same guy that's coloring Brand, and the colors on it are amazing.
They are.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously I backed him too, because I was like, yeah, he had like original art pages for like $100. I was like, what? A page of art for $100? I was like, okay, great. So
it's amazing how low you will sell yourself if you're new to everything,
Well, that's the thing. That's why I know when I've had these conversations with people about why Brand isn't $100,000 campaign, and we've got the numbers. We've got 2,200 backers.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we've got the numbers to do 100K. That's problem is that the book is so cheap. Obviously it's still high enough where I can make a profit off of it. But because I think the books are going to only cost about $1.25 is what the pricing I was seeing was. So, and some people bought 10 copies, or I sold 25 copies to a couple people, where they bought those retailer packs, and so it worked out. I'm not crying.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think when Way of the Gun comes up, that is the sequel to Brand. I think that's we're gonna do 6 covers and all this. This is gonna, I think
that's 100,000. That's a 100,000 campaign right there.
It's not gonna be 15. It's definitely not gonna be a $15 book. Way of the Gun is definitely gonna be more expensive. But once I release the 21-page preview, which I just gave Mr. Von Klaus a copy of.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I can't wait to read this. I want to read this. I want to see what this is about, because I don't know very much about brand, man.
And that's the thing. Even when I explain it, people don't understand. And so it's like I've explained. I was like, fat beekeeper turns into a not fat guy, and it's like it's crazy. So there's a lot of he meets this crazy woman and this and that, and so there I've tried to explain the story,
right?
And I've been on hundreds of hours of live stream. I've been on Ethan's channel, and Mike Miller and John Malin, Doug to Naples channel, and
no one knows what's going on with your story.
And it's so funny because even when I hear Kanan describe what brand, I was like, "That's not brand. What?" I was like, "Dude, I've tried to tell him about the story, and he was just like, I don't know what I'm drawing, but this is cool."
Oh my god, dude, you and me got to figure this out. Like, I love figuring out log lines and easy, effective ways of communicating your story, pitching it. And I did this in school. I focused on it. I even took classes in it. I was gonna be a professor that taught kids about stuff like this and telling your story and getting it across to people. So I'll help if you ever need me.
I was like, well, I think the good thing is I have an amazing artist. And
God, he's awesome. Oh, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and thank the Lord, because a lot of times when I can't wait to do the director's commentary with him, because I was showing him the lettered pages. Kanan was flipping out. He was like, "Oh my God, this is incredible!" And I was just like, "It is incredible. I love it." And everybody, I'm sending this to people like Edwin. I let Edwin, because Edwin's in it as a character called Edwin Lind, which you will see. Yeah. And we will see more of Edwin Lind in later volumes, because
cool.
These are characters. It's like I thought Edwin's face would be a good face for Edward, but the character I had already developed it. I have planned for that character. It just so happens that he just happens to look like Edwin Wyatt now. So that's I had already had plans for that character. So it's not just him popping in for a quick cameo, and he was like, no, he'll be back in later volumes, because I have plans for that character. So it just happens to look like from now on, it just happens to look like Edwin Wyatt.
Does he say aloha? Does he say aloha at least once?
No, and that's the no. Let me see here. When I was Amanda Lamella is a Lightning fan. She is the editor on Brand, and she's in a lot of these chats. You'll see her, but she was, when she was editing it, and she was like, I feel like Edwin would say this, and I said I had to say something to her. I said, wait a minute, remember, this isn't Edwin Wyatt. The character looks like him. Yes, I was like, yeah, this character just happens to have his face. It's not Edwin. Yeah, and this character has other.
This is a completely different dude. Just don't lose sight of it. Yeah, I get you. Totally different personality going on.
Like, but that's but that's all I'm saying. I think once she was like, yeah, that's a good point. I understand what you're saying. It's not, because she was hearing everything with Edwin's voice, and I was like, the character's not him. It's like it just looks like him. Just like there's the character I have in the book. There's a character, Malcolm Waddell, and he looks like my buddy Aaron, but he's not Aaron. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I just happened to tell. When
you've got a voice like Edwin's and you see a picture of Edwin, I mean, you read text next to him. I mean, you hear his voice. Do it with Morgan Freeman or anybody. Like, you're gonna hear their voice. But you got to break yourself of that, if you're going to edit.
Okay, hold on. So let me see. I see some stuff in the chat. Let's see. Michael T said, Antonio, for Brand, is the Santana Baby Triple Color Pack still available? It says no longer available after Jan. It's still available. It was, what happened was, when we came up with the Santana Baby cover, it was only supposed to run for the month of December. And it was about to go down, and I had several backers email me and go, hey, if you can wait a couple weeks, leave that thing open, I'll back it then. He's like, I can't back it right now, but like, give me 2 weeks. And I just had so many people asking me to keep it open that I said, okay, I'll leave it open until the campaign shuts down. So that's where it is. Because it was only supposed to be 30 days. And then, but yeah, you can get it. The Santana Baby triple cover pack is the featured perk on the brand campaign. All right, so here we go. Man in Lunacy 15 is not too cheap for a 48-page book. Everyone else is just getting away with overcharging. I believe that the price for 48 pages will settle at 15 eventually. Okay, I obviously disagree. The only reason I went to the 15 is because when I tried to charge the 25 originally, I hadn't been on anybody's streams, and this is like I go back to the $95 campaign where I only raised $95 in 60 days on the campaign. I came up with the 25. It's just like what Ethan is talking about, where we're gonna have my signature on the book. You're gonna have Kanan's signature on the book.
Nice.
So I don't think $25 for a book with 2 signatures on it is asking too much. So I'm just preparing you for that, because Way of the Gun is definitely not going to be a $15 book. I'm gonna leave it at 25. I'm not doing 50 or any of that stuff, but it's gonna be 25. So that's what it is. So the 15, I could be. I honestly believe I'd be. I mean, you see it. I've got 2,200 backers. If I was charging just another $5, we'd be probably around $85,000, $90,000 right now. But no one knew who I was, and a lot of time I had a lot of backers go, "Well, no one knows who you are. You don't have any published credits or any of that kind of thing." And even Kanan, he's had some credits, but he's not that well known. So I'll take a chance for 15. I won't take a chance for 25.
Yeah. When you're a newcomer, 15 is really appealing to people, and more people than not will go, okay, I'll give it a shot. It's a safer number,
Absolutely. And that's what it is. And I think when people, because I'm going to roll this out, I'm going to do a backer update. I'm going to since the preview PDF is done, I am going to say, I almost dropped the link in the chat here. I was like, because I want people to start reading it. It's the first 21 pages, full color, font, everything put on everything. But I sent it out to a couple of media outlets first, and then that was my thought process. I was like, well, I said I can still send it to those media places and let them review it, but why not just let the backers read it? Because there's so many of them that want to read it. And I was like, you guys paid for it. You guys spent all this money and paid for it. So why not? Why not just let them?
But they're eager, man. It's time.
So sometime tonight, I will do a backer update, and I will send the link out where anyone will be able to download this bad boy.
Awesome.
And, so it will, like I said.
And I'll be reading my copy.
But that's the thing. I want, anyway, whether you backed it or you didn't back it or whatever, everybody want to know what the fuss is about and what Kanan's been doing. And, you'll get to see it. So there you are. And, I see Mandy. Mandy in the summer. Mandy Summers, What the Wizard. Hey, how you doing, girl? And then, I'm good with it. How you doing? Well, Fatty 057. Am I in the first part? Oh, wait a minute. You're in the book. You are in the book, but you're not in this. No, all the stuff with your no. And I'm gonna tell you something.
Is this one of your backers?
He bought the join the cast of brand perk, which we had like 13 people do that. And that's what I'm saying. Mike, I was showing someone your part the other night, and of all the people that joined the cast of brand, your character is in it the most, because I had a character that I had already written into the script.
Oh, nice.
And when you sent me the photos, Kanan had already drawn. He had already drawn. No, it wasn't Lightning Fan. I talked to Amanda about the script. I don't really talk about the art and everything with her. I mean, because she's given me feedback on how the script reads and typos and stuff like that. But there was a character in the book, and Kanan had already drawn it, and it had a different face on it. And I was like, I think Michael would be the perfect person. And he's like, well, I already drew it. And I was like, yeah, erase that guy and put Michael in there.
Was it inked or was it just pencil?
It was done digitally. So,
okay.
Although Mike ended up on some of the pencil pages too, because it's a big segment. Michael is a very important part of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he didn't know that.
Yeah,
but his character has the most screen time. Everybody else just got like a panel and stuff. But his character, the character that Mike is playing, is actually hosting. He's actually hosting the event that David Craven shows up to. So his character is hosting this event, and so yeah, his character is actually there. So yeah, he gets a lot of screen time that a lot of other people will not get. So, but I hope you enjoy it. But no, you're not in the preview, because the last page, page 21, is them heading to this event. And so I can't, so you're not, it's the first 21 pages. So first 21 pages pretty much just introduces all the primary characters. All the gory stuff, the werewolves and all that stuff, that happens in the latter part of the book. So where we will see. Yeah, all that.
Speaking of werewolves, my guy punches one on page 3. So
wow.
That's a good start. It's a good start to the book, I think.
Now let me ask you about this idea, because this is I thought this was a really good idea. You got a guy who's kind of like there was a show to come on, like Mob Doctor or something with this. There was a doctor that lost his medical license, but he was, he still had his expertise, and he was having to like stitch up mob guys. It kind of reminded me of that same premise.
Good, because that's helped inspire it. I always wondered why the guy who stitched up the mob didn't have his own story, because that seems more interesting to me than just like a typical mob fair. I've seen a lot of those already. They're awesome, but and I started seeing, and then I thought, well, what could I do to make it more interesting? Well, what if he's secretly stitching up the local monsters? And immediately I loved the idea. I kind of made it more Pixar-y, family-friendly at first, and then I ended up making it darker and grittier. It's basically what you see now.
Well, I see it right here in front of me on my screen. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. And like I said, I really like the art here. Who's your artist?
This is Marco Maccagni, Italian artist, and he does a lot of work for Action Labs, and he draws stuff like this a lot in general for a living already. So he's doing Zombie Tramp, he's doing Vamp Blade. These are fun, more adult, but kind of like actiony, sexy horror books. And when I saw his work, I loved it immediately, but I also loved that he understands the type of thing I was going for with Monster MD, where it has its serious, dark, horrific moments, but it has these hilarious moments that are going to like crack you up. It's got cuteness and sweetness in the form of Heidi, his invisible surgical assistant, who's kind of his
hands on her, man. I like that.
Not bad at all, huh?
Yes, sir.
And she's like his loyal, sidekick, and they get into these insane adventures. And what happened was I hired him to do a pinup, and without having to tell him much or give much direction, he drew a pinup that was exactly what I wanted. So it was one of those great rare occasions where your artist isn't just good, but they get it. They get the world you're trying to build.
Oh, I'm digging this. What's going on here, brother?
We got a guy mid transformation into werewolf form, biting into his arm. So that's page 2.
Yeah, that looks great, man.
Jump right in.
That's awesome. I love this, man. That's like, I see those teeth and all that. I was like, oh yeah, that's great.
Coming right out at you. And then we reveal that his arm really isn't his arm. He's got this funky zombie undead arm grafted to his body.
Yeah, I heard you on, I think it was Ethan's channel talking about that. And I was like, oh, that's even more, that was interesting. So,
and there's a lot to it I haven't revealed. I just want to let everyone know.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
There's a lot. It's more to see.
Yeah. This
He's
looks really
crazy. He
cool.
starts howling with the werewolf in this scene. And he says, "We got all night, buddy. We got all night." And he's going to work on that werewolf all night. And then we do our titles here. Yeah. And he kicks open the door. He's tired. He's cranky. It's morning.
Okay, tell me about your colorist, because your colorist is extremely talented.
Yeah, she's an amazing gem because it doesn't seem like anyone knows her. But what happened was I found her, I believe, on DeviantArt.
Yeah, I've looked on DeviantArt a bunch, man. That's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can find some really interesting artists. Sometimes these days, I kind of question if you can find someone that's not a flake. But if you comb enough, you can find someone like this. Tanya Wicker is from Russia, I believe, and I don't know. Yeah, sorry. And I don't know much about her, dude, but I like it that way. I like to imagine her on inside Sputnik, beaming pages down to me after she finishes, like she's a Russian agent or something. She's amazing. She had done some colors on some monsters, just a gang of monsters just standing there. And when I saw it, I was like, this is the type of color I want. She gets it. She understands how to make, how to mix different fun colors and give it kind of its own unique flavor. And there's just something about her that's just kind of blowing everyone away. It's almost hard for me to explain. It's just beautiful. She knows how to mix in kind of gritty with beauty, and she picks great tones for everything. So I'm just been loving working with her.
This is, I mean, and the obviously the supernatural element. I was like, oh man, I could do a little crossover. I could do a brand Monster MD crossover. I can see this. I was like,
I'm actually having fun with how many of us have those supernatural kind of monstery books. It's kind of awesome. Yeah, fight a golem in this scene. The golem is protecting that kind of abandoned, creepy church. So.
Well, because I had talked to Cal Jameson, Shinobi Sasquatch, and that is actually the $70,000 stretch goal perk. When we hit 70K, everybody is getting David Craven versus Shinobi Sasquatch pinup that was done by Kanan. We just got to have it inked and colored. We've got the original art as well. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, the original, the scan. I'll probably send that out in preview as well to let people see it, because when this thing, like I said, we're about to release that preview and let everybody check it out. But this is amazing. This art you've got here is incredible. Like I said, it kind of has that nice kind of cartoonish style. I mean, I haven't read any of your writing, but the storytelling on the page is pretty good.
I'll tell you what, I have the first chapter and I'll send you a link to it. I mean, you sent me a link to yours. I'll send you mine.
Well, I showed you yours. You showed me mine.
That's right.
Oh, man, that's funny. But, I like, okay. I was digging this chick until I saw this. What's going on here, man?
He's Wyatt is in med school, and he breaks in at night. He's a little rebel. He wants to do weird kind of forbidden studies, and push himself in his training, his surgical training. He breaks in and he ends up running into her, and this is him meeting his first monster.
Oh man, but I mean, it's beautifully drawn and colored. I keep saying that though, but I mean, man, it stuff looks fantastic. And I know you and Cal have both hit the 40,000 mark, so there is going to be the Shinobi Sasquatch Monster MD crossover.
Hell yeah!
I am very much looking. Is Rob drawing that, or is your artist drawing that, or is it a mix of both?
We were talking about a mix of both, like two halves, each one done by Shinobi Sasquatch artist and one done by Marco, but nothing is in stone. It's something in talks. So we'll do some more reveals as we get closer to finishing that book. And Cal and I are actually working on it right now. So
okay, well, you sold another book here at $47,107.
Thank you. Thank you all.
So let me see. Let's actually look at your perks here. So your featured perk is a signed comic and a sketchbook for $50 whole. And what's going on with Sketchbook and all that?
Sketchbook is going to reveal everything from like script to sketch to inks to color, like breakdowns of like how we made pages, It's going to reveal character designs. It's going to reveal a lot of my notes on how I developed and made the book. How you'll see how the book started with a character design that looked a lot more like Ryan Reynolds for Dr. Black, and then he evolved into what he is now. You're going to see a lot. You're going to get to learn about me and my process for how I direct a team to make something of like this. So it's going to be really badass. You're going to have there's a lot of fun notes that I'm compiling for it, and I've been collecting images to put in this sketchbook for a long time. There will be some fan art in there too. It's going to be badass. So I really hope people dig it. It's something that I'm still working on every day now until we go to print. So.
Okay, and I see you got the perk underneath, the $18 digital deluxe. So I'm assuming that's a digital copy of your sketchbook and a digital copy, of course, of Monster MD.
That's right. I decided that if you want to go digital, you're going to get the sketchbook too. I think that's just part of the fun. And yeah.
And you've claimed 85 people have claimed that, so somebody wants it. So that's good.
Yeah, a lot of overseas people appreciate the digital.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. I was surprised when we sold about 100 and some odd copies digitally, and quite a few of those people came back as we started releasing some of the interior pages. They came back and said, "Hey, can I upgrade? I want to upgrade to a physical copy." So that I just create a secret perk for them, and they could upgrade and just add on a few more dollars to get them to the same backing level that some of the others had. So
right on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, we got the basic book here with a signature, and if we make it to 50K, which we are very close to doing,
yes, you are.
Eric Weathers is going to drive in and hang out with me and sign books with me, so you get 2 signatures on it.
Oh wow! Okay, I did not know that. All right, so let me see here. So that's cool, man. I like Eric. Let's see. Official tee. So you got 25 for the t-shirt. Now, this is just a t-shirt by itself, or you get a comic with this?
Yeah, you can get a tier with the comic and a t-shirt, but people asked for the t-shirt by itself. So I decided to throw it up there. I recently am starting a deal with Crypto Fashion, and they will be helping me distribute those shirts. So
Gotcha.
Pretty awesome.
Here. So $40 here, signed comic and a poster. And
my dad bought that one. I don't know why. I didn't expect him to be down with the Heidi poster. And then he texted me and said, "I'm gonna frame that and hang it above my TV." I was like, okay.
Now let's talk about the Heidi poster, because that was done. Wasn't that done by my dear friend Miss Sashi?
Yes.
Oh man, Sashi was the original co-host on Sexy Party with me, and I love her. So she is awesome.
I went to the best.
Oh yeah, and she killed it.
I got the best. She's incredible. I mean, I'm really honored I got to get a really great poster from her.
So let me Sashi's baller. I love Sashi, but let me see here. 2 signed comics for 45, and these are the same. These are the same book. Is that not correct?
Yep.
You don't have any variants or any of that kind of stuff, right? Or do you have a variant?
No variants.
No variants. I got way too many variants. I was like, I'm a variant guy. So it's like 2 signed comics, $45. 45 make it holler. And comic book, sketchbook, and the poster for $65 whole dollar. Right,
you get the whole. I mean, that's pretty much, that's what the fans like. That 3. You get your poster, you get your sketch. You get the whole juicy package there.
The whole kid and caboodle, baby. I love it.
But I called the next one that has the t-shirt in it the full dose. Yeah. And I'm going to put your name in the book. If you go with that tier. So we'll get some of the people who definitely went for the full enchilada. And the people who signed up on the mailing list and were early supporters, their name will be in the book as well, to thank them for their awesome support.
Oh, okay.
Good times. A lot of people asked for retailer packages, so I added this later. So we have the one guy who got it. He says he's going to get a couple later, so he'll be buying more of these. But yeah, this one's a monster mash. You get 10 books for a really good price.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. And then, oh man, you got the overdose for 250 right
Uh-huh.
here.
You could get your name on a grave in the background of the book. So
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay,
yeah,
so
it's
you
kind of fun.
yeah, that's not bad. I like that. Let's see here. Monster dose, the monster dose, $500, and that okay, that's your last perk. Tell me about monster dose.
Monster Dose is you actually, I think both Overdose and Monster Dose. I could be wrong though. You get 2 of the main book, 2 of the sketchbook, 2 of the poster, and then 1 T-shirt. And then with the Monster Dose, we're gonna draw your face on one of the monsters that's partying with Wyatt and Heidi. So
All right. I
you
love it,
won't
man.
you won't be a villainous monster. You'll be like a chill, cool monster just hanging out with the group.
Let me see. Okay, so hold up. I got a super chat. Let's see. Arthur Brown, the uncanny Kodiak. Car, you're always all about comics, baby. Next beer, tea, beer, cup of coffee, beer, whatever on me, bro. Well, I will take it. I appreciate that. Thank you. But no, man, this looks really cool, man. I'm into it. I'm really I'm digging this, man, and I obviously people are responding to it because I don't know. Did you launched after Cal, didn't you, or no?
I did. It was about a month after Cal.
Yeah, because I was like, it seemed like because it all of a sudden I started noticing because you guys he was ahead, and it's like all of a sudden you caught some momentum, man, and you just blew past him. I mean, he's at 40,000 himself, but man, how did you? I don't know what it is, but how did you get past it? I need to figure out what you did, man.
I've got a book that has, yours probably has this too, like horror elements. So I didn't just reach out to the comic community. I reached out to the horror community. Horror people are the best. They're awesome fans. They're at all the conventions. They're always looking for the next creepy, fun, horrific thing. So I was on Facebook and a lot of groups promoting my book to the horror people. I went to the horror websites and looked into their advertising packages and did like 1 or 2 so that you could get a Monster MD banner on the front page type thing. Also they tweeted me out. I had some people, who did I have? Scream Magazine and Promote Horror. Both, I contacted them and they both tweeted me out. So and I bagged a lot of people within the horror realm of Twitter to tweet me out too. And I got a few, not many, but I got a few. I emailed the hell out of every horror news site and every comic book news site. So yeah, it was about figuring out who your fans are, who your audience is, and trying to figure out how to get to them,
Hey, I can respect the hustle, brother, because believe me, I relate, because that was the thing. I've been able to, Ethan kind of fell back on the stream. Everybody was like, oh man, Ethan's not streaming. What are you going to do? And the thing is, Ethan will tell you, he's like, you come on my channel, man, but you should always have your own thing going so that you can, I was, making videos and, going on other channels and just, bringing guests on to stream with them and, and promote their books and all that kind of thing. I was doing other things and coming up with different ideas to different ways to advertise and just to get the word out there and, running ads and stuff like that. And I felt like that was very effective for me.
Nice.
So, yeah, man, but I definitely, I noticed, I said, man, he just shot past it. It was, it was like you was in that race and you were behind and then you just, all of a sudden it was like Chariots of Fire, man. Dun, 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 dun. And I was just like, you just
hey, I'm doing the slow motion run right here, right?
Yeah, man. I was just like, yo,
fire.
No, but I see it, man. You got the eye of the tiger, man. I can respect it.
I was in it to win it, man. I wasn't gonna do this unless I was gonna make, make some good money and just really like put a big dent into the, into this community we got going or into the indie comics world, what have you. I'm in it to win it, and I hope my campaign reflects that. I try to approach it with the same confidence that a pro would, even though I'm completely new to this. I've never even published a comic before, let alone run a campaign. So this is all been new. It's all been awesome. Everyone's been great. Everyone who's let me on their channels, everyone that's supported the book. It's just been amazing, man. So, but yes, the hustle, like you're barely getting sleep. You know, some days you're doing really well, and other days you feel like you've made barely any money. You know, it's up and down. It's like a roller coaster that lasts a month. And but I still loved it, and I'm really glad I did it. I loved catching up with some of those big guys, some of the pros, and some of the more badass books that I look up to also, because a little friendly competition is always healthy, I think. So
absolutely, man. But yeah, I like the fact that like you and Cal, like, you know, formed Voltron and was like, hey man, if we both get to 40, we'll do this Shinobi Sasquatch Monster MD crossover, which I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Monster Hunt with Jawbreakers and Graveyard Shift. I'm you know, the art looks really cool on those, and Kanan did a cover, so I had to buy Kanan. Anytime I see Kanan does a cover on something, I always have to get it. So I feel like that's my brother. I have to get it. So
good.
Yeah, Kanan be killing it, man. I was like, man. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, the brand cover, like the brand cover. I'm very happy with the brand cover and the things that we're talking about doing for Way of the Gun. And I was like, yeah, so I just got to keep Mr. White busy, and then turn him over to Mr. Van Sciver so that they can do Fearsome together. So I think that book will be really cool too.
Oh wow, I didn't know anything about that one.
Yeah. Ethan's doing a book called Fearsome, and Kanan's going to be the artist on that. And then, so yeah, but we're going to do. You know, I talked to Ethan, and I was like, yeah, I said, hey, we're going to do Way of the Gun, and then because he's like, well, I'm doing Rainbow Brute, and I said, well, we're going to do Way of the Gun because Kanan's almost done with this book, so I just got to get Go ahead.
Can you believe the steady stream of books just hitting Indiegogo from us lately? It's insane, man. I love it.
Well, you know what? There's so many people in the chat. I am curious. I am almost tempted to drop the link to the thing because I was waiting on the backer update. I was like, let me send the backer update out. But I was like, we got like 27 people watching. It keeps going up. I was like, what if I just drop the link?
What if
I just drop it there in the chat? And I was like, oh my God, what if I just dropped it in there and just let y'all just have a taste of it if y'all wanted it? What if I did that just to be nice and friendly like? I don't know. I've thought about it.
You know the people in here back the book. You know they back.
I see a lot of. I do see a lot of my backers in there, and yeah, man, I have seen it. I am curious about it though, so I am seriously considering. I was like, what if I just let's see here. Let me see. Can I? Let me see. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it, and. I mean, hey, you guys are here. You guys are actually watching a stream live right now. So why not just, you know, since y'all showing us this love and everything, why not just drop the link to the brand preview in the chat? Let me see here.
That's fun. I like that.
All right, I just did it. Anybody, have at it.
Get branded.
If you want it. It's right there in the chat. So if you want to read the first 21 pages of brand full color, I dropped it in the chat. It's there for everybody. So have at it, and you know, tell a friend, as they say. And yeah, so there you go. So that's awesome. That's it. I'll send it out on the backer update as well, and I'm gonna put a link to it on the community page. And I'm gonna pin it on my Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that is, I really want you guys to see. You know, like I said, the full book is 48 pages, but this is the first 21 pages of it, and we'll introduce all of our fine cast of characters. And you know, I'm really, really excited to. Let you, because I was like, man, I started to send this out on matter of fact, while I'm talking to you, I might as well go let it go out on the Twitter and everything. I'm gonna tweet it out while I'm talking to you, since I was like, man, yo, Monster MD, I think you've put a spell on me or something, and I'm just giving this book out. And there you go. I'm just gonna send it out, man. It's like
Cool.
Gonna let everybody have it, man. But
sweet.
But tell me, because
Yeah.
it sounded like when I heard you on Ethan, it sounded like this idea had come to you a while ago. It's not some new idea,
Yeah,
but
it's quite a story, man. I started on, or I got out of film school and I was trying to break into film and making movies and stuff. I had kind of an SJW guy get a hold of one of my scripts that was getting produced, and that script being produced into a movie had a lot of potential to kickstart my career. It was an award-winning script I had written, put my heart and soul into. I had big aspirations for this. I thought it was going to open things up for me, but he destroyed it. He ruined it. He changed it. He edited it into something kind of horrible. And so I had to make a decision, and I started going back to what I loved since I was 9 years old, which was making comics. I'd always been making comics on and off for years since I was 9, and always came back to it, man. It's like my mistress that you keep coming back to. And I came up with the idea for Monster MD, put it on a shelf, let it sit there from like 2009 till like 2014 or 15. And then I brought it back out, and I decided this is not a cutesy family Pixar thing. This is something else. This is still funny and like kind of, you know, it kind of has a little animated feel, but we're going to go deeper. We're going to go more dark. We're going to go more horror with it. We're going to go more crazy, over the top, you know, sci-fi, and get funky with it. And this is, you know, I started developing this book with a different artist back then in 2015. I had another artist, and the way it was coming out was not great though. It was very indie, more grimy. He made it look more depressed looking and like lack of energy compared to what we have now. It was not my true vision, but I was just an indie guy making indie books as far as I was concerned. So I was trying to get it done. It was only a 75-page version back then. Unfortunately, things, even though I paid him well, I actually paid him above his normal page rate. Things got sour for some reason. He got mad at me, and he kind of held the last pages hostage, kind of ruined the end of the book. So I never got to finish it, which ends up to be a godsend, because that's why we have the one we have now. If he had finished it, I might have moved on to new projects and just left that kind of hokey version of Monster MD, you know, in the background. And I'd be working on something else right now, very, very likely. But he messed it up. I was very upset about it. I was very sad about it. I was like, I'm just going to hide this. No one's ever going to see this book. And then I met Marco, asked him if he'd want to work together. To my surprise, he said yes. And then I thought, I have to make a decision. This is a big one. Like, do I spend the money to remake a book I've already made, that I already put my blood and sweat and tears into, and it failed? And, you know, I'm just tired and think, you know, you almost don't want to even look at it. Or do I just move on, you know? And when I had Marco combined with Tanya's colors, I knew we had something special. So I made the leap, and I started back up on it again. And if anything, working on that old version of Monster MD really refined this new one and turned it into this great vision that everyone seems to be responding well to now. It's such a polished product. And I did some of the drawing and so much work on just putting little stickers and like little, you know, graffiti bits in the panels of the original Monster MD that it helped refine what you see now. So in a way, it was kind of a good practice run, I guess you could say, and helped make this new one so refined and good that, yeah, that's where I got on it. So I've been working on this since like 2015. Yeah, the version with Marco, I started working on it. Oh man, was it just 2017 or 18? So this new version you see, you know, it's been going on. I actually have some pages to show. If you want me to share my screen, I could talk about some of this cool new scene, this flashback scene we have in the book.
Well, I mean, everything. Like I said, I love what you did. I'm, you know, how far into the book are you? Is it are you?
Let's see. In terms, about 95% done with the inks, and about
pretty big, isn't it? How many pages total is your book?
114.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I wanted to come in, like I said, I'm in it to win it, and I wanted to come in big. And so I'm making this big boy book that that I think people are going to get a lot of good stuff for the money they pay. And I really did want to approach it like, you know, how do I make customers more than just happy with the book and the story and the art? I want to give them good deals and give them something that gets them excited, because I think that's part of the appeal of Monster MD is what you get for the money too. So I hope that brings customers back as well, is what I'm kind of counting on.
Yeah, man, my phone is blowing up. So many of my friends and family are messaging me. They're seeing the preview and stuff, and I was just like, "This is going crazy." I'm seeing people on Twitter, they're retweeting it and everything. So I was like, you know, and like I said, I haven't even sent the update out to the backers yet. So once we send that link out, this is just the people that, although I do have a few thousand people follow me on Twitter as well, but and I'm gonna put it up. I've got almost 12,000 people that follow me on Instagram. So I'm putting that link in my story. And so people will be able to download it there. Yeah. So I'm going all out. I want as many people to see this preview as possible. You know, I think it's important that, you know, that's one of the main things, but you guys, I appreciate, you know, all the patience and everything with the book. You know, Kanan's been doing his thing, and, you know, our colorist, and I mean, this whole team, I've got like 40 years of comic book experience working on this project. And it really humbles me to see how many people have come behind it. But in case you missed it, I did tweet it out there. Let me drop it in the chat one more time in case someone is, because I see some more. We've got new people coming in. So I'm going to drop it in the chat one more time. In if you want to read the first 21 pages of Brand, it is there. And I see Mandy is dropping the link to Monster MD in the chat Mandy. As well. And,
Mandy wants me to say something for her. Actually, I forgot to say on another stream. Ready?
Okay, please.
I know monsters. That's it. That's all she wants. I know monsters, Mandy.
Oh, Mandy, you came and never mind. But the link to Monster MD is in the description of this video as well. This is Mr. Von Klaus. This is I could talk to you all day, my friend. This is incredible. But let me see. Quick, if I was if I wasn't a backer, which I already am, why should I back Monster MD?
It is the best indie comic book that you're going to find out there, probably that you've seen in years and that you're going to see for years. It's going to be almost every monster that you've ever loved from the movies, and it's going to have a lot of Easter eggs hidden, referencing horror movies that you've loved or thought were fun. And it tells an original, amazing story with some of the best art around. So you can't go wrong with Monster MD.
Oh, yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Do you have plans for other volumes of this, or do you got more chapters? Where do you see this going? Because obviously you've had some success with this one.
We're going to do bigger, more amazing stories for book 2. It's going to be, I'm going to try to follow the same format of a nice, juicy, heavy, you know, page count book. Same artists, same colorists, same letters, everything. And we're going to try to, I'm hoping that we can do a second book that's even more amazing and over the top than this one. This one, I want people to go, this is awesome, but it's a start. It's just a start. It's not an origin story as much as it is just an awesome story. But yeah, man, we're going to go bigger and wilder, more grand scale for the next book. So be ready.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully, because so far I'm enjoying the art and the colors and everything. And it looks like you have your story pretty well thought out. So I am very much.
I've lost count of how many times I've rewritten this and polished it.
Me too. Yes.
Like people go, "What draft are you on?" And you're like, "I don't know." Draft.
No, but I was like, I don't know. That's one of the things I've talked about with some friends. They was like, you keep doubting yourself, and I was like, every line, it just has to be perfect. And you know, I wanted to make sure that, You know, it's
Yes.
like I had the script one way. I don't know. Sometimes I was, I think one of the mistakes I was making when I was working on it is I was trying to over explain stuff. You know, it's like, oh, this is just, you know, and all this kind of thing. And I was just like, no,
Oh yeah.
I was like, this, I want when, like, when you open these pages, I want you to kind of follow these. I wanted it because someone told me that it kind of reminded them of a movie or something.
Yeah.
And that, you know, and that's kind of where I want people to, you know, be in that mindset. You know, I want you to be, you know, to follow the movie and then gradually get introduced to the characters as we go along. So I think we've got a fun adventure in store, and I hope that you know, we get people to come back for the second chapter, which is Way of the Gun. And me and Kanan are very much looking forward to telling that story and continuing on with this wacky cast of characters. Who knows? Maybe Monster MD will show up, and there you go. So
yeah, man, that'd be amazing. It sounds to me like you're doing it right. I think the good writers just keep polishing and keep perfecting, and they don't just say I'm done. You know what I mean? You always, especially like I don't know about you, but I've noticed as the art comes in, and then we start adding the letters. Eric and I will work together. We'll stream, and I'll see edits that I need to make right then and there as he letters. So even in the lettering process, there's edits happening. There's polish. You know?
No, yeah, absolutely. There's like 4 different versions of this preview. This is what I've just put in the chat, and what's out on the Twitter and everything is the finalized version. I had my font person go back and tweak something. I was like, I don't think this is reading the way I intended or something like that. So I want to add this in. And he was like, okay, I got you. Boom. Went in there. He was able to make the edits really quickly and get everything. He's like, I know you want to get this out there and let people read it and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to do that. So I am super excited. Not only I'm excited for your book, I'm excited for Shinobi Sasquatch. You know, there's a lot of cool projects coming up. Star Blaze, Graveyard Shift Part 2.
Hell yeah.
Cyber Frog, all that good stuff, man. There's a lot of great stuff coming in this community, and I just love comics.
Yeah, me too. And I actually love them more than I ever have now because of this community and the great books coming out. It's just been amazing. And to be part of that, it's surreal, man. It's surreal. I love it. I love getting to talk and just hang out, befriend these artists that I can tell are, you know, going places, you know, the fact that I get to be a part of that. It's amazing.
Yes. And I mean, man, I just, well, it's like, I've made some really cool friends just doing all this. So I've been really excited and humbled by the response that people have had, not only to myself, but to Kanan's work. And it just, I think it gets better. And, you know, no, he's not super fast artist, but as you can see from the pages, he put a lot of love in all those pages.
Oh, hell yeah. I love watching him on Drawn and Quartered, man. I'm always kind of a fan of his stuff. I'm just like, this guy's just amazing.
Just like, hey, this is what it is. I mean,
yeah,
you know, Kanan is my brother. I love him, you know, and that, you know, we're going to do amazing things together. You know, we're already talking about other books because he has an idea for a book that sounds like it's more fantasy based that he wants me to write.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's got an idea for a property that he was kind of kicking around. I called him and me and him were talking the other day, and he kind of kicked it around. So I was like, elves and all this kind of stuff. He's like, yeah, it's not brand. It's this. And I was like, he was kind of breaking it down. So I was like, my goodness. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Big future ahead. Lots of projects, lots of cool people to work with. It's good times ahead for all of us, man.
But yeah, again, I mean, this is a, you know, this is a good day. You know, hey, this is Friday. Fridays are always good for me. And hey, man, you got a hot book and I like it. So I hope you know, like I said, I think you're definitely going to get to 50. I think you get to 60 or 70, man. I honestly believe that.
Oh,
It looks like you got that. I reckon it's like when I see you and I see how hard you work, it's kind of remind me of like the Highlander, like, so, you know, another Highlander comes and that little spider sense gets to tingling.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, and I see that there's a lot of creators that, you know, that have good books and they don't know how to promote them and stuff. And I was like, you seem to understand, you got that hustle, man. And I appreciate that. I respect it, man. Keep getting that bag, brother. But please, Von Klaus, please tell everybody, like, if they want to reach out to you and stuff, how does everyone get in touch with you, man? You know, your social media, all that kind of stuff.
Find me at Rise Again on Twitter, or just my name, Von Klaus, Klaus. And I'm not really doing the Facebook thing, but I guess I did set up a Monster MD page, but I'm very neglectful. I just don't like Facebook. But there is my YouTube, which is Rise Again Comics. I've been too neglectful of that, but I'm starting to make more videos again, and it's a blast. I love it. So check out my YouTube, and yeah, look for me on Twitter. I've had a lot of people contact me via Twitter. Rise Again Comics at Gmail is also an email. Twitter, I've helped a lot of people out with their campaigns. I'm trying to help polish. I want everyone to do well. You know, I've thought about loaning my services out, you know, to help people with their campaigns, but maybe make a little money too, because I've been helping a lot of people. So I don't know. We'll see if that develops into anything. But I
mean, hey, man, your time is valuable. I definitely understand that. But all right, guys, this is man, I could talk to you. Hopefully we can have you back, because I want to do like a group panel. I want to have some of you guys on, and you know, and kind of hang out with, you know, like do like a super chat, a monster chat, you know. But this is and I'll definitely, if I do that, I'll definitely make sure you are invited, sir. It has been a privilege to talk to you here today.
You as well.
Yeah, man. Like I said, keep doing it, man. Keep getting out there grinding, keep getting that bag, man. Because I like seeing that, man. It really warms my heart, man, to see. Because like I said, I saw your book and I was like, he understands. And so many people that send me books and their books don't look. I was like, that baby ain't done yet. It needs to cook a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, man. We've all been there, you know.
And I think even when I launched the first campaign, it wasn't ready. You know, when I launched my first campaign, it wasn't ready. And then, you know, I had to adjust and learn from it and everything. I know now when I launch the next campaign, that's, you know, I know how we're going to do it. But got to make sure once we start mailing out the printed books, then everybody will, you know, then we'll start launching the next campaign. It'll be awesome. And
sweet.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But again, thank you for hanging out with me here today, man. And your book just looks fantastic, and I know it's going to keep climbing up the charts there. Because like I said, I know you're gonna hit the 50, but my thing was always, if I hit 40, let me try to hit 45. If I hit 45, let me try to hit 50. And I just, you know, keep going, man. And people thought I was crazy. I was like, I think, okay, we're at 60. The next goal is, let's see, can I get to 70? And I mean, I'm like 200 and some change away from $70,000. So I think I could do that. And
I think you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Especially now that you've released this chapter, I think it'll get people excited and talking again. I think it's going to help.
I think I sent it to a few of my friends in the media as well, so that might drum up a little bit of interest. But
not bad.
But yeah, that's the thing. You know, if people like comics, man, the you know, to share it, and like I said, it's meant to be shared. I want people to read it, you know, whether you backed us or not. And but hey, just read it and tell me it sucks or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's a true. It doesn't. I know people that tell me that, you know, Frank Miller's Daredevil is awful, or, you know, you know.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I didn't like Frank Miller's Daredevil. I was like, oh my god. Okay. I was like, so you never know. Every book is not for everyone, but so, you know, I think looks like, I know they like the art, because every time I tweet something, they drool over everything Kanan does. I know they like the art. They may not like the story. Who knows? But hey, that's why I put it out there. It's out there now. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed this stream. I want to keep bringing on. I want to keep bringing on these creators and showcasing their projects, and might be back tomorrow with another creator if I'm not mistaken. But again, Von Klaus, you're a genius, sir. Thank you for hanging out today.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure.
All right. Yes, sir. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. And if you guys want to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and right here on this YouTube channel, everywhere is at Akari Press. And if you type in AkariPress.com, it will take you directly to my Indiegogo campaign for my comic book series brand with the phenomenal Kanan White. We're on Teespring. We're on Amazon.com. The links to those are in the description. Thank you guys. Back Monster MD. I'm out.